Hey Unicorns, it's Ellie, and this is an interesting angle, but I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about myself. I hope you guys can hear me. There's a train going in the background, so hope that's not doing too much. But anyway, so I grew up in the entertainment industry, um, and you get exposed to a lot of things when you are participating in certain activities. So I modeled professionally, both runway and print, and you just learn a lot about people and how they are. Unfortunately, you also learn how fake people can be, and that skill was very useful during my entertainment career. But when I got into my professional career, it seemed like it was more difficult to trust whether I should take certain opportunities or not. And I said yes to some that I shouldn't have. I said no to some that I probably could have, and it wouldn't have been as bad as I may have thought it was. But that all comes from experience, learning, and just being more comfortable with yourself. And I say all that to say that I did kind of go away from my original purpose of creating this YouTube channel. And I'm not upset about it at all. It's just I feel like my personality mixed with the industry that I'm a part of didn't really mix that well. And a lot of people kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just very interesting to a lot of people. To me, I just think I'm a person who is, I'm just a person. I just see myself as a regular person, but other people don't see me that way. And do I have a problem with that? Not at all. But it also lets me know that I need to stick with what I know and not necessarily completely not do things professionally in, you know, older type of industries, um, things that are more traditional. There's absolutely nothing wrong with, I guess, being an entertainer and wanting to take your professional life more seriously, not being an entertainer. I didn't go into real estate or want to start investing for entertainment purposes. I had gotten on the road to investing in stocks maybe, I don't know, I think 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And I had no intentions of making YouTube videos about it. I had no intentions of starting a Facebook group and making real estate videos. That was not part of my plan at all for my YouTube channel. For my YouTube channel, I just wanted to vlog my life, talk about my experiences. Good job, buddy. Rant a little bit sometimes, and then eventually get to the productions that I wanted to produce, whether it be plays. I don't know how I feel about musicals as far as me writing them, but definitely plays, skits, and just different things like that. Basically, like old school YouTube type stuff, but on a more professional level that I can send in to like film festivals and stuff like that. But I also got started in music, and I've been singing my entire life, primarily in church, but I also, like, when we had school projects to do and we had options and it wasn't just put some stuff on a poster board, if I had the option to be creative and use my musical talent, whether that be writing a song, putting a song on a CD, or even just playing instruments or whatever, I would choose that rather than the traditional way of doing things. And that's how I've always been as a person in general. I always like to be more creative than the standard. And I really just want to get back to who I am, who I'm supposed to be for my YouTube channel. There's no supposed to be, but for myself, looking back at my content, it's kind of like, yeah, I definitely want to not condense. I don't know the right word to use, but basically like get more focused on the content that I want to make. I still am going to make finance and investment videos, some real estate videos. That's part of my life now, so I will be vlogging that. Um, and that's just going to be part of my life experience. It's not going to be specifically, this channel isn't going to be specifically catered towards just real estate professionals. But I said all that to get to this next point that I want to make. I wrote a song recently. I have a lot of songs written, but this song, I wrote it and also have a tune for it. And it just makes me really excited because now I can really take the next step into taking my music career more seriously. Whether I produce this song as a single, as part of an EP, or I just record myself playing it and I just upload it to SoundCloud and YouTube. Whichever way I decide to go with this song in the near future, I'm just glad to be able to be in the beginning of 2020 and being motivated enough to have this type of content to produce for you guys, because it's just been kind of hard for the past few years. I didn't intend on telling my life story on this video, but I guess I might as well. I'm not going to tell my entire life story, but I tried to commit suicide a few times in my life, and I was always revived from it for pill overdose. And I've never touched pills just to touch pills. I've never been an addict. I never used them recreationally. I just took regular medication and took a bunch of pills. And according to Google, for that particular medication, it was supposed to do like intestinal damage, and I was just gonna die slowly but surely, and I just didn't want to be on earth anymore. And I started having suicidal thoughts in my teen years. I was around 14 or 15 years old, where I just didn't want to be on earth anymore. I just didn't think it was worth it because it was just too much bad stuff going on. But God always had a calling on my life. I didn't know what that calling was. I never intended to like be in the church and like have a church title and be a preacher and all that stuff. I like to preach and I like to teach people things, but that being my spiritual calling, I don't know about that. Maybe God has a plan for my life to involve that, but that's not something that I felt called to do the way that my siblings were. Does it make me feel bad? Not at all. I never intended on being one of those people. So when I didn't get, a calling or feel anointed to do certain things, it really didn't make me feel bad. The only things that kind of made me feel insecure was not being in tune with my spiritual gifts. And the thing about spiritual gifts is you don't have to be 100% like Jesus and the disciples, and you're out like casting demons out of people, and you're out healing people, making the blind see and making the deaf hear. You don't have to be doing all those types of things. Being a good person, being kind, could be your spiritual gift, and that is something that I had to just kind of realize, come to grips with. I do have, visions and stuff like that, but I'm not all the way in tune with that, and sometimes it's scary to get in tune with spiritual gifts of that magnitude, because you never know what God's going to show you, and sometimes you don't want to see the stuff. And so I kind of like backed off from wanted to be involved with that spiritual gift. And so anyway, one of my gifts, like I said, is music. I am relearning how to play the guitar. I write songs, I write poetry, I write spoken word. I can write for days, and that is something that comes to me with ease. What does not come to me with ease is playing the guitar. But I know I can sing, and I can do simple notes on the guitar, and I have songs written. So I went ahead and combined my gifts that I have, and I would like to share this song with you all. I played it to my family, and they all liked it, and that makes me really happy that they do. And so I just want to share it with you guys. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. What about the love at hand? Beautiful, shining bright. What about stars that shine at night? Life isn't all about the jewels. What about structure and the rules? Sit up straight, 3 times 8, perfect smile, stand a while. Lessons in the royal life. What about the poor man who lost his life? Justice truly is for all. Decree, declare peace for one, for all. Worship God's only Son. He gives us riches, He is the one. Heaven, eternal life. John 3:16, the perfect life. Pressure, press toward the mark. Gotta stick together like Noah's Ark. Lovely is the righteous life. Rich with the heart is a royal life. I put on my tiara, I kneel down to pray. Help me be the princess that you made me today. And so, yeah, that is the acoustic version so far of my song Tiara, and I hope you all like it, and I hope you all enjoy the journey that I'm on with this YouTube channel, because looking back at my old videos, I'd be like, whoa, that happened. That's crazy. So, yeah, I'm really excited. I have a lot of things that I want to do to show with you guys and experience with you all. So, let's enjoy the journey together. Bye, Rainicorns.